I call this meeting to order at 7 p.m. And welcome. For the audience here tonight, the City of Glendora utilizes a hybrid meeting format to allow for participation both in person and virtually. In consideration of others and business conducted tonight, please silence your phones and any electronic devices. Refrain from speaking unless recognized, please. Again, this is a public meeting for the community of Glendora. We appreciate and respect your participation here this evening. Madam Clerk, will you please conduct the roll call?
Thank you, Chair. So at this time, I will conduct an oral roll call and request that each commissioner respond with the word present when their name is called. Commissioner Gerber,
Present.
Commissioner Burrow,
Present.
Vice Chair Kayumjian,
Present.
Chair Louis Barche.
Present.
All members are present. Thank you.
Thank you. At this time, I would like to invite Vice Chair Kayumjian to stand and say the pledge. Thank you. At this time, does anyone wish to reorder or add to the agenda? Great, thank you. And we will open it for public comment. So at this time, we are opening public comment period. I now invite members of the public to address the Community Services Commission. Speakers are limited to 3 minutes, speaking once, both on and off agenda items. All questions should be directed through the presiding officer. This is your time to speak uninterrupted. If you are in attendance, please fill out a speaker card and submit it to the recording admin before the close of the public comment period. Once recognized, speakers should advance to the podium, state your name, and the subject matter you wish to discuss. If you're participating via Zoom, select the raise hand icon in Zoom before the close of the public comment period. Once recognized, you will receive a request to unmute, state your name, and the subject matter you wish to discuss. I now invite those in attendance to speak. And are there any public comment cards?
We have received no public comment cards and there is nobody on Zoom, as well as we have not received any emails.
Wonderful. Thank you. So at this time, we'll go ahead and close public comment period. Commissioner statements and reports. I invite each commissioner and commission member to provide a statement of report, beginning with Commissioner Burrow.
Thank you, Chair. As far as the homelessness update from Debbie, I have that there are currently housing 5 people experiencing homelessness in motels. One has an emergency Section 8 housing voucher that expires in early April. They're working with the Watts Labor Community Action Committee regarding housing for this person. LA CATA continues to do a great job with outreach in our city. And yesterday we had an encampment clean out up above Pompey Park.
Thank you. Vice Chair Kayumjian.
Yes, thank you. A report from the Glendora Trails Council. Just the hikes for winter and spring hikes. January 28th is the next one at Colby and Colby Dalton Trails. February 25th at Big Dalton Canyon Trails. March 25th at South Hills Wilderness Area, and April 29th at Little Dalton Canyon. And also a reminder, Glendora Springs Trails Day is April 1st. And if just want to put that out there so the public can join, and all of us, and enjoy the festivities of that day. And that's it for my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Gerber, please. Don't make me.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Yes, I have to report. I was able to attend the Teen Summit meeting down at the Teen Center last month in January. They have their call sign as T4G, Teens for Glendora. There was probably 10 to 12 middle schoolers that were there. and they were at a point of putting together, formalizing their group. And at that point, they are going to actually put together a board. They're going to ask the kids to nominate and or be elected as a board member, whether like a president and vice president of their little committee. They also had a presentation that was presented by one of the high schoolers on what they would like to do as an activity in the community in terms of a volunteer give back. And so they were asking for the other teens to put together a presentation for this coming meeting, which will be next Thursday, so that they can present to each other ideas and suggestions on what they can do to give back to the community in terms of volunteering or projects, things of that nature, which I thought was truly amazing. And I had the ability to actually spend about 15-20 minutes talking with them, sharing a little bit about our foundation and the award that we are looking to present and how they could be qualified for that based on a project or their community service. They're all getting hours. It was quite fascinating, and it struck me that these kids in 8th grade are willing to give their time to want to give back and be a part of something. And the discussion that I had with them is, how do we increase their population? How do we grow the program? And I challenged them to think about ideas of what it takes. And I commended them and said, you are what we believe as to be strong, kids in our community, and take pride and ownership in the fact that what you're doing will make a difference. And so it was quite enjoyable, and I'm looking forward to going back next week and seeing some of the presentations that they have and hearing some of their ideas and suggestions. And so hopefully I love the idea of what they've come up with and how they want to run it down there. I think it's very formalized, and it's not just to come and chit chat and just do games or whatever. No, it's to be a part of something and give back to the community. So I think they're on the right track, and it was very interesting. So look forward to going back next Thursday at 3:30 at the Teen Center.
That sounds incredible. Thank you for that. I have an update from the La Fecha Center. There is good news. The congregate dining will begin March 6th this year. Dining will now be held on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays and Fridays at 11:30 a.m. And it is on a first come, first served basis. The grab and go services will also be continuing on Wednesdays at 10:30 a.m. And they are currently still contracting with the YWCA for meals. So thank you for that. Exciting news. Directors and staff liaison and attorney statement. At this time, I call upon the Community Services Director, John Aguirre, to provide a statement report.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Our teens went to Magic Mountain on Monday. There was 39 of them that went up there and spent the day. They said it was very cold, but it wasn't that crowded, and they had a good time. We had our kickoff meeting with Avid Trails for the bike park and pump track. We are putting together an online survey through SurveyMonkey that will be going out to the community for about 3 to 4 weeks to gain information before we do our in-person meetings. So we have some more background and that. But it went really well. We also had our kickoff meeting a couple weeks ago with Ono Construction for the Pompey Park. We're meeting down there tomorrow with them to go over logistics. The designers already have done their surveys. So they're working at that and soils tests. So they are on that way. We hope to have shovels in the ground starting in early May, and then hope to be done in mid-October, late October. And I had met, our big thing is to try to have fields for our sports that are getting displaced, Junior All-American football, and Glendora Youth Soccer. trying to see where we can put them in the interim. And with try to use fields that we used to use in the past, where we can get them to be able to play. So we're meeting with those groups. I met yesterday with Junior All-American regarding Finkbeiner. We might move them there, and having their snack bar there at where the old Lassie League played. So we're working on that. It's nice that the teams, the leagues have been very appreciative of us helping out and trying to find them as many fields as we can. Our youth basketball, we have 3 more weeks to play. There's some divisions are starting their playoffs. Regarding the teens for Glendora, they do a snack bar down at the teen center. So they have made some money and it goes back into their pot to do other programs for them. So they're the only ones that work it. None of our staff. So they have to be there to sell and the whole bit. So they have been showing up the last couple of weeks and doing that. And then we have Little League and Lassie League have started practices everywhere now. Opening days will get you out of schedule right now, March 11th for Lassie and American. We don't know their times. And then March 18th for Glendora National. And we don't know times yet. Ann is working with them to try to get their times. And once we get that, we'll send you out an invitation and hope that you can be there with us. And that concludes all my reports.
Thank you for that. We will go through the consent calendar. Items on the consent calendar will be enacted by one motion without individual discussion unless a commissioner has requested it be removed for separate discussion. Does anyone wish to comment on item number 2? I'd like to request a motion.
Okay, you should be able to select the button if it's pops up for you guys.
I'll motion.
Perfect. So we have a motion by Commissioner Gerber, seconded by Commissioner Burrell. I will now conduct an oral roll call vote. Oops. Commissioner Burrell,
Yes.
Commissioner Gerber,
Yes.
Vice Chair Kuyumjian,
Yes.
Chair Louis Porcher.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0.
Thank you. New business, selection of summer 2023 activity guide. I invite Acting Administrative Assistant Megan Stone to report.
Good evening, Commissioners. Tonight, we would like to bring to you the covers for the Summer 2023 Activity Guide. As most of you may know, the Crowther Teen and Family Center is turning 20 years old this June. Staff was excited to celebrate its upcoming birthday with the Activity Guide cover image. You will see 3 of the same image for all 3 covers options, but the color palette is what you will be voting on tonight. In addition to the cover, there will be an article on the Crowther Teen and Family Center detailing its history and upcoming celebration on June 16th. And now for the cover options. Here's cover option A, option B, option C, and then all 3 of them together. We would like to ask that the commission discuss and select the cover for the summer 2023 activity guide. This concludes my report.
Okay, so I'll jump right in and I'm going for C as my first choice. Cover A as my second choice. Commissioner Burrow, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree. The B actually, I think, is harder to read. The yellow kind of washes it out when you see it, especially like from a distance or something you see on the kitchen table or something.
Commissioner Vice Chair Kuyumji.
Are we going with first and second choices?
Sure.
All right, at first I was with B, but I see the yellow. I could see that. I'll go AC.
We're only seeing one color, like there's only one color difference on this. I feel
Yeah,
like I'm looking
that's
at like
fair.
a hidden picture thing, right? We're only, even though all the colors are on the side, we're only really seeing the color of the words change, right? Or am I?
And
So the
palette.
picture itself is the same. The outline of the
Yeah.
words activity guide is different. So
Oh, okay. So like all the other colors underneath. So like on A, right? There's like hot pink up top and then it's like orange and peach and.
Are those the colors we got throughout? the
Those
book?
will be, those
The-
colors will be
Okay.
the colors throughout the book.
Okay, I was just thinking like, am I missing?
All those
like, am I
tabs that we
not
have
seeing
for
green?
Oh, got it.
classes,
Got it.
trips, and those will be those
Those will be the
colors.
color palette.
those
for
So
the
numbers-
that's a
book.
color palette.
All right, so those numbers are just color numbers.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so yeah, then, yeah, I'll,
was
A is my first choice and C is my second.
Look, I am not seeing blue anywhere on here. I'm losing my mind.
All right, Commissioner Gerber.
I can really throw a wrench in
Yeah.
this socket right now. Because
Go ahead.
I'm leaning with Eddie over here. I think it's the males versus the females. And we don't have a fifth.
Oh, wait, you think you think A?
And the reason I say A is because I think that the color is just a little bit more vibrant and
Yeah.
it pops to your eye.
I agree
The
with that.
only thing that, and also it allows you to kind of see the little flames on the candles of the 20, because on the other ones, they kind of seem to be washed out. And I was gonna say, is there a way to
Bless you.
make those a little bit brighter, deeper yellow? Because it just looks like there's something on there versus being a little bit,
so you want the flames brighter?
just to illuminate the candles. Yes.
Okay.
I think so.
Yeah, I can.
Okay,
request that, yeah.
but I choose A, so
All right,
So we're,
they are, but you can't see them. You need to make them a little bit more brighter yellow so that you can see that they're supposed to be candles.
I
So
I
that-
feel the same about A and C. So but I see what you mean about A. So I'll switch and be on team A.
Oh, we
You
swayed,
convinced
I
me.
swayed.
I like the cover C because it gives both options for male, female, and other maybe, as opposed to A is possibly considered
I don't gender color, Brittany.
me neither, but it's more inclusive, see, of other colors, but I'm okay with either. I did like cover A, but I thought that C was cool. C, cool, A is awesome though. A is
All
awesome.
right. I put forward a motion to select cover A.
okay,
And I'll second that motion.
well, let me get this prepared real quick. So if you guys want to push the buttons real
Oh.
quick.
I switched to the thing.
I'm not getting.
You got it, Eddie? Okay, cool. So we have a motion that's made by, oh,
Yeah.
Lewis.
I jumped in.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
but we'll fix that since Mallory did make the motion first. So motion by Commissioner Burrell, seconded by Commissioner Gerber. So now I'm gonna open up this real quick and I'll call for a roll call vote. Commissioner Burrell,
Yes.
Commissioner Gerber,
Yes.
Vice Chair Kuyumjin. Chair Louis Parche,
Yes.
motion carries 4-0 for cover number 8.
Wonderful. Earth Day 2023 activities. I invite Recreation Superintendent Annie Warner to report.
Good evening, commissioners. I'm going to try not to cough throughout my talk, so if I do, just excuse me. The slide, please. Earth Day is celebrated worldwide on April 22nd each year. And the purpose of Earth Day is to demonstrate and support the environmental protection. In Glendora, Earth Day is celebrated with a free festival. This year's festival is scheduled to take place on Saturday, April 22nd from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Civic Center behind City Hall. The nationwide theme this year is Invest in Our Planet. Registration will begin at 8:30. We'll be having a community bike ride for a family-friendly 4-mile ride beginning at 9 a.m. We'll venture through Glendora's historic neighborhood. The ride will take roughly 35 minutes to complete, and all ages and abilities are welcome. Highlights seen on the ride will include the historic Bougainvillea State Monument and the beautiful oak grove at Finkbeiner Park. All participants will receive a small bike light, and early registration for this activity is available by visiting the city's website. Next. Our collection services, one of the most popular things for people who attend Earth Day. There will be a number of collection services such as confidential document destruction, used motor oil and filter collection, beverage container recycling. And this year, again, our Boy Scout Troop 491 will be offering a shoe drive. So bring your gently used shoes to donate. Our confidential drop-off shedding is limited to 10 boxes. You may also recycle your motor oil and filter. There is a beverage container recycling fundraiser with all the proceeds benefiting the Community Services Foundation. Our kids' activities. Once again, we'll be having SoCal Reptile perform a show at the Bidwell Forum at 10 a.m. We will have a bounce house. We'll hopefully have the Athens bounce house this year. There'll be a scavenger hunt, arts and crafts, face painting, and more. Next. Our city booths and community partners. The Community Services Department does take the lead on this event, but we work hand in hand with the library, Public Works, Community Development, our police department. They will all be having city booths, handing out literature to all those in attendance, as well as local community partners, our Athens Trash, our Trails Committee, Metro, that will be providing wonderful information to our residents. Next. Our Glendora Eco Tour stop. But this is usually a very popular attraction on Earth Day. Last year, we had very little turnout. I think we had 4 riders all day. So we're hoping with a mailer and really highlighting this again, that we will have a better turnout. But shuttles leave from Glendora Avenue near the library every 40 minutes. And we have city staff that kind of does a little jungle cruise commentary, and they have a route that will go through Glendora highlighting environmental friendly things that we've done around the community, or highlighting any kind of plant species or trees and things like that. Next. Next, our Big Dalton Wilderness area. Our Public Works Parks Department leads a guided trail up in Big Dalton on Earth Day. You could take a shuttle from City Hall up to Big Dalton, where people will be able to enjoy activities up in the canyon and be guided on a 35-minute or so hike. So people will need to dress appropriately with closed-toed shoes and enjoy outside trails in our canyon. Next. Our workshops. This year we'll be having Athens Trash. They'll be doing a talk on the new recycling system here in Glendora and the benefits of why we've moved to that direction, and educating the residents on separating the trash and why the state has implemented that rule. We'll also, our water department will be doing efficient irrigation, water leaks, and water wise plants, and also turf removal and how to landscape and get the most out of your turf removal and the rebates that are available. Next. And so we hope that you join us on April 22nd for Earth Day. Anybody have any questions?
Awesome. No,
No, I just,
thank you.
mine was, and then you answered it. Foundation, right?
Yes.
Yeah. But they raised, how much have they raised in the past? Do you remember? You know,
I have no idea.
curious. I'm trying to think back how we've gotten that money.
Did Andrea then
budget.
cut you guys a check once they, Athens?
You'll have to tell everyone, because like I used to separate my cans and stuff because everything just went in one bin, but now that we have the blue ones, I put everything in the blue ones. So it's like I need to start saving them separately for Earth Day, but I wonder if everyone else is going to forget as well.
That's a good call. I mean, now that it's being required.
Or you can use your blue bin to recycle your cans and just keep it to the side. If you order an extra blue bin, you can have one on the side and just, and then bring them to Earth Day, so the Community Services Foundation can,
I need to, we need to tell people to hold their
Yeah.
cans and bottles separately and not just put it all in the blue one now.
some people still do, because I know some people will still like to go to the actual recycling place themselves.
Recycling, I think, is taking everything out because of this.
Mm,
Before they wouldn't take glass or certain glasses. Now they're taking everything.
Oh.
Well, I'm gonna attend the workshop, so I'm better informed. But I was learning about more of the natural gas or how composting and
Yeah.
the off gassing and like, I didn't know any of that, so that'll be,
Put everything that is food in the green one. Like we compost in the backyard, but the green one is supposed to take like everything.
we hope to see you there.
All right, at this time, I want to offer a motion. Request a motion.
Make a motion?
Second.
Perfect. So we have a motion made by Vice Chair Kuyunjian, seconded by Commissioner Burrell. I will now conduct an oral roll call vote. Commissioner Burrell,
Yes.
Commissioner Gerber,
Yes.
Vice Chair Kuyunjian,
Yes.
Chair Louis Porcher.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0.
Great. Thank you. Fiscal years 21 through 23, 2-year budget goals, February 2023 update. Inviting acting management analyst, Ms. Kelsey Fay, to report, please.
Good evening, Commissioners. Tonight I'm bringing you the fiscal year 21 to 23 2-year budget goals update. The PowerPoint, I just want to point out the one that was attached in the packet was incorrect, but we do have the correct one here for you tonight. Next slide, please. So in June of 2021, City Council adopted the 2-year budget for fiscal years 21 to 22 and 22 to 23. Each department sets goals and objectives to complete during the 2-year budget cycle. In the Community Services Department, each division sets their own goals. We set our goals and objectives to be in line with the city's strategic plan and from resident feedback that we get. I'm going to highlight just a few goals within each division. Next slide, please. For the administration division, there were 2 goals to collaborate with the school district and cost sharing and field use. Currently, our assistant city manager is working with the Glendora Unified School District to discuss and implement an MOU for field use and other possible joint services. We also worked with the Public Works Department to assess some of our facilities needs and make improvements and repairs as needed, such as repairing the Legion Building front doors and replacing lighting in the Teen Center, Legion Building, and the Youth Center. The LaFetra Center and the Teen Center are on the CIP list for this fiscal year to receive upgrades to the facilities such as restroom improvements, new counters, flooring, and paint. The restroom building at Finkbeiner Park that has been closed is now being repaired in-house and is anticipated to be completed this year. Next slide, please. There were several goals related to rehabilitating park amenities which were completed. The playground on the south side of Gladstone Park was removed and replaced with a new inclusively designed playground and poured-in-place surfacing, which replaced the rubber tire mulch that was previously there. The playground on the north side of Gladstone Park remains, but we also removed the rubber tire mulch and replaced it with the poured-in-place surfacing. This was all possible through the Prop 68 per capita grant program. The water tank at Gladstone Park was also removed, which allowed for more room to resurface the parking lot and add 21 more parking spots for a total of 47 spots. The new parking lot now has landscape improvements, including drought-tolerant plants and water-efficient irrigation to existing planting areas. The splash pad project is still on hold due to the drought. At this time, we do not have a time frame for when it might happen, but we're keeping it as an option for when it's possible. The funds are being reallocated to add another picnic area at Gladstone Park with a shade structure similar to the one that we have at Finkbeiner Park right now. Next slide, please. For the Recreation Division, a camera was added into the dance room at the Legion Building that will have a live feed to the TV in the lobby there. This created a better experience for all involved as the teachers didn't have to worry about parents standing in the doorway and parents were still able to watch the dance classes and enjoy their kids having a good time. And we did hold a Jump Fest event this year, this past May. It was very successful, but we did decide to change it slightly for this upcoming year, and it will have a more carnival style event and more activities for participants to enjoy. Next slide, please. The Recreation Division did decide to move summer movies in the park to Friday nights instead of Wednesday nights. It gave residents an opportunity to be able to take their kids to the event on a weekend night instead of a work night, and we did have an increase in attendance. Next slide. For the Human Services Division, the goals were all in connection with the city's homeless plan. Currently, the plan to combat homelessness is being updated. The city has contracted out services with the Los Angeles Centers for Alcohol and Drug Abuse, otherwise known as LA CADA. We have LA CADA staff that has been working at the LaFeature Center with our staff to provide services to individuals in Glendora that need it. They do outreach, help people get low-income TAP cards, provide respite housing, and much more. We've been grateful for their help in helping our residents out. Next slide, please. For the Teen Center Division, last year it was decided that our part-time staff will be doing the timekeeping, scorekeeping, and refereeing for the Kinder Division for Glendora Youth Basketball. So our staff is better able to oversee the game day operations at all the gyms, as well as gain more experience, which also helps our goal to increase employee development and retention. The Teen Youth Advisory Board is now called the Teens for Glendora, otherwise known as T4G, like David mentioned. Pre-COVID, there was a Teen Advisory Board, but during the pandemic, it kind of shifted and now changed to T4G. Currently, the new group of students is working to build the group back up from the ground up, taking initiatives to brainstorm ways to make more money, give back to the community, have the snack bar like John mentioned. So we're very proud of this group of teens and are happy that there are so many committed members already. Next slide, please. And this concludes my report and I can take any questions.
Thank you, Kelsey. I want to invite the commission to provide any comments.
Everything, great work, and my appreciation to all of you guys doing such great stuff. And I mean, over the last, what is it? It's 2023. So that was we're in the 4th year of the strategic, that report, 2021 and then 2022.
So it's 2 fiscal years.
Okay,
So
okay,
the
so it's 2
21,
years.
yeah, since it's July 1st to June 30th of the next
What
calendar year.
you've all been able to accomplish in those 2 years is really impressive.
Commissioner Gerber?
Yeah, no, everything that you've talked about is definitely something you can see. You can visually kind of and tangibly see the changes that are being made. And that's what's important, I think, as people go around the city, to see something that actually takes place when they go to a park or to a destination. And I'm looking forward to some of the improvements that, like John, you mentioned down at Pompeii, down when we're done with Finkbeiner, prior to the water reclamation project. And then once that is completed, I think people are going to continue to see the improvements and the upgrades. And so it's a testament to setting goals that are achievable and attainable, and then actually meeting those goals and objectives versus, unfortunately, we're in a situation with the drought that's Mother Nature, so we couldn't do the splash pad. I think that would have been that, and will be, if we ever get to that point, will be a huge success and something that the community will talk about. So to me, the teen center, the upgrades there, I think those that go to the teen center will be able to, again, tangibly see it and know that their money and what the community is trying to do makes it work. So it's all good things. Thank you.
Vice Chair Gupta?
Yes, thank you. Thank you for your report. Just a quick question with the MOU with the Unified School District. Is that in process? Is there one, or is it in process to renew?
We have one that we have that is
Right.
outdated. So we are at this point in discussions back and forth To put it all, I think we ended up with like 6 different sections, and they're trying to put that all together into one document.
Okay.
We had like the pool was by itself, the event center, and then one that we had forever with all our facilities. The teen center was on a different one. We also, in there is the crossing guards, the
Field use.
resource officer, thank you, Ann, the resource officer. And so all those are coming into one. And that's where we're working. We hope to have our second meeting with our youth sports groups.
Mhm.
And that coming up, we hope in the next month or so, so we can start moving on that. It's just been little things. But we hope now that there's a superintendent and with their boards in now and everything, that we'll start meeting again.
How long do you anticipate the process to take?
I would hope that we are done by the end of this year.
And would that be multi-year?
Yes, it's usually 20-year,
Okay.
and then you meet every so many years to update that document.
Yeah, I think with some of the changes that are in the school board and in positions, I think you'll start to see some movement because there was none for years.
Hmm.
It was just a stone wall. So,
All right. Well, thank you. Thanks.
I would just like to say second, third, all that you guys have said. A lot of work has been done. I especially liked how you pivoted when you noticed something could be changed, like the movie night. As parents, Fridays are obviously better for us to, to go into the weekend, and that's beautiful that you saw that increase. So I love that the data supports the decision, and you guys are constantly looking to revamp it, just like the jumping event. We're changing it to more of a carnival style. Just wonderful work across the board. And we as residents, I know we realize these things. So yeah, thank you for that.
Thank you. Yeah, we have great staff.
Awesome. All right. So we'll go ahead and request a motion.
I motion.
Do we have a second? Perfect.
I'll second it.
Awesome. So we have a motion that's made by Commissioner Burrow, seconded by Commissioner Gerber. I will now conduct an oral roll call vote. Commissioner Burrow.
Yes.
There you go. Thank you. Commissioner Gerber,
Yes.
Vice Chair Kuyumjian,
Yes.
Chair Louis Porche.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0.
Thank you. All right, commission and staff, let's have some closing comments. I will invite Chair Gerber. Ooh, prophecy.
Let me start with, I had the pleasure of attending the quarterly award ceremony. That was at the end of January. For those of you who didn't attend, we gave out the awards for our Christmas program, or the Christmas tree lightings, what we provided. They gave out beautification for the city residents if they've done something within their house. But most importantly, we also recognized our armed force service members. We had 3, I think, that were actually there. And one flew all the way in from North Carolina. It was very, very emotional and touching because of the roots in the community that they have. And so it was an honor to be there and to specifically see those individuals, but see the number of people that were there that won awards, from kids, Boy Scout troops, Girl Scout, and then those people brought their whole families that decorated their homes. And so that was a lot of fun. I would definitely want to continue to go to those and challenge everybody, if you have the ability to go, to be there for that particular purpose. And other than that, just looking forward to the spring coming up, and we've got all the sporting events going on and all the fun things that we have as we move into a warmer climate. But that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Burrow, please.
I don't have anything to add this month. I got nothing.
Nothing? Okay, fine. Vice Chair Kuyumjian.
Yes, definitely looking forward to the warmer weather and opening day. I'm not a cold person. But yes, thank you for the report and great work and look forward to seeing everybody next week, next month. And wish everybody a great great month ahead. Thanks.
Awesome. I second that. The council's quarterly recognition ceremony was beautiful. And I didn't get to go last year, so this was my first time doing that. And from the PowerPoint and the audience and the Girl Scouts, the Boy Scouts, yeah, that was a moment. So it made it real. We go and we enjoy seeing the homes, but now seeing them proudly stand up and accept the award. And it was emotional when we had one of our heroes, our local heroes, speak to coming and bringing the whole family. It was amazing. So thank you for that. I know that this is not traditional, but I wanted to take a quick moment to share some quick facts about this month. It is Black History Month, so I want to just quickly touch on something. Dr. Carter G. Woodson is a Black educator and principal. He's the first to introduce Americans to Black history in 1926. His hopes were in helping people to understand and appreciate the contributions of Black Americans. So we ask, why was February chosen? It was chosen because Abraham Lincoln and Frederick Douglass were both born in February. In fact, we just celebrated Lincoln's birthday on February 12th. And Frederick Douglass didn't have a birth record, so he chose his birth date as February 14th. And he has an approximate birthday. Can you imagine, like, not knowing when you were born? You just guess. And so that was that. So 50 years later, in 1976, President Gerald Ford officially recognized the celebration. So that was how Black History Month got started. And I'm really pleased to say that Cullen has done some really wonderful things on campus. I was personally invited to present to a 4th grade class and did a whole presentation for them. And a few teachers decorated their doors with different historical African-American figures. So I encourage you all to learn something new about any culture. Every month we get to celebrate something new. And I'd love to see potentially a community services cultural celebration for all in the future. I'd like to help with that. And lastly, I decided that I might start doing what I call check-in with the chair. I'm a person who loves quotes, and here's one that I think might be appropriate for this moment. You can only become accomplished at something that you love. Don't make money your goal. Instead, pursue the things you love doing and then do them so well that people can't take their eyes off of you. And that comes from Maya Angelou. And that will conclude my comments. I'll turn it over to Director John Aguirre for his comments.
Just a couple. Thank you, Madam Chair. Just to give you an update, the 4 pickleball courts down at Dawson, we had it scheduled for the end of February. We got bumped due to weather earlier to the end of March. I'm hearing in the news it's supposed to rain next week, but I'm hoping that we stay at that schedule and get them in by the end of March. We get questioned daily about the 4. So there's 4 to go down at Dawson, and then hope by the end of the year also to have Finkbeiner up and running. So we would have 8 pickleball courts here in Glendora. Also, we are going to have 3 spots available for the Community Services Commission. We hope that David and Mallory re-up and get those. And then we would have 1 spot available. Lorena gave a report on Tuesday night. So they'll be publicizing all that for applicants. But we're hoping they come back, and then we'll have the 1 spot open from Mr. Chavez.
I can actually confirm that both Mallory and David have given me
Oh,
notification, so
that's
you're
great.
good.
Great. So we'll be having 1 spot open for our new. So that concludes my report.
I have to go through the whole interview process.
Let's be hard on them.
It's based on the city council. They're the ones that'll decide. I will be going to them on the last meeting in March, and then I will go forward and let them know who's applied. And that's their decision whether they want to have them interview again or just reappoint them.
And
You go and present all like applicants, all different.
Yes, so at that time I will go for, basically everyone's left except for the library board that every has vacancies. So I already put it out for the press. It's gonna be posted in the publication next Thursday for 3 consecutive Thursdays. The deadline is the 16th, so if you know anybody,
Yeah.
please have them fill out the application. It is available online and hopefully we'll get out in social media too, so.
Well, I am personally excited that you both have submitted your application because I don't know what this space would feel or look like without your comments. And I know we have wonderful community members and we do encourage them to apply. This has been, so far, this is my second year, and I will say it brings me joy. You know, I maybe some have noticed or not today, but I was sneezy. It's allergies, but I wouldn't miss a meeting if I didn't have to. And that's not because I'm having to be here, but it's because I want to be here. So I encourage our audience members, our community members, take this chance and join the club. So with that being said, we will go ahead and conclude the meeting. I will adjourn the meeting now at 7:45.